Sapp, Fightful.com, here on YouTube.com/Fightful. Please leave us a thumbs up, subscribe, tap that bell for notifications if you haven't already. We're here for one of these rare news updates. If you want your question or statement read on the air, donate a super chat and we will make that happen. Becky Lynch gave birth to her first child. She posted an Instagram photo 40 minutes ago featuring her hand and, of course, her fiance Seth Rollins' hand holding, or actually a couple of their fingers being held by the hand of their newborn baby. I believe it's pronounced Rue. It's Roux. She made an Instagram post and said, "Welcome to the world, Rue. You are the love of our lives. Hashtag and new." This is so awesome. Good for them. I hope they have a healthy and happy holiday season. It is it's just good to see. This is not something, quite honestly, that we see a lot of in wrestling. We don't see someone who, quite frankly, was at the top of her game having a child so close to that. Of course, we have seen births on the WWE roster with Maria Kanellis and a few others. But, I mean, Stephanie McMahon even. But it's really great to see. It's really awesome. Seth Rollins has also posted a photo, the same photo, and says hashtag and new. And just tons of well wishes. Peyton Royce says, "So happy for you guys." Billy Kay sending congratulations. Scarlett Bordeaux and Karrion Kross. You've got Ivar. Of course, his tag team partner, Eric, is about to have a child as well. Matt Cross, who is known as Son of Havoc. M-Dog 20. You've got Jey Uso, Drake Maverick, just tons of people pouring in congratulations for these people. Natalia says, "So happy for you both." Man, Seth Rollins, got to give that guy some props for working right up until he couldn't work anymore. I mean, he got written off at Survivor Series, and here we are a couple weeks later. He's got a child. Amazing. I mean, he was in the ring 2 weeks ago, November 22nd. So again, we'll kind of let the people filter in here as we talk about this. Now, okay, I'll go ahead and and of course you got Renee Young. She's Renee Paquette, as we'll get used to calling her. She's got a child on the way too. Baby fever in the wrestling world right now. It is awesome. It is a baby girl, by the way, for those of you asking. Rollins and Becky got engaged I think it was in August 2019. But, I mean, assuming this was 9 months, we'll operate on the assumption it's 9 months from the day. So that would have been early March. So Becky Lynch would have been a couple months pregnant when she announced this on May 11th and vacated the title. So, at least by preliminary indications, Becky Lynch was wrestling pregnant for a little while. I mean, she had her WrestleMania match against Shayna Baszler while she was pregnant, by the looks of it. I'm not her doctor, so I'm not going to definitively say that. But, man, what a year for Becky Lynch. You want to talk about what likely, me just saying, probably the best 2 years of her life. Look at the headlined WrestleMania, carried a championship throughout an entire year, defended it at WrestleMania, was able to announce her pregnancy and had a child at the end of an otherwise shady, cloudy 2020 for a lot of people. This is perhaps something that can lift people's spirits in that regard. Of course, we don't know what will happen with her in the future of wrestling. Just had her child, all that. By the way, guys, if you are in the chat and you are criticizing Rollins or Becky, you're probably gonna get banned. But yeah, if Becky was pregnant around, I mean, her last match was WrestleMania March 25th. That's when I believe it was filmed. And then her last match before that was a March 7th live event match would be 9 months to the day. But man, you got to feel good about this. Of course, we saw some maternity photos of Becky Lynch coming out. I'll tell you what, I've missed Becky Lynch on social media. That's for damn sure. Not just because she shows Fightful love a lot, which I do appreciate an awful lot. That's a pretty nice endorsement to have when somebody's retweeting your articles and stuff. But they posted some maternity photos of them in different outfits and a very classy shoot, of course. And then earlier I think in the summer, she posted a thing where she was on CBS. But other than that, we've not seen a lot of her. We saw some workout photos of her emerge. And I had Ben Carter telling me that sometimes Becky would be around to give some advice and things like that at the wrestling school. It's good to see that everybody's happy and healthy and doing their best. And man, that's ultimately you can say what you want about. She was at the top of her career. This is way more important than that. Having a child is way more important than anything else you can have. And selfishly, I hope we do get to see Becky Lynch back in the ring again in whatever capacity she feels comfortable. But man, you want to talk about two people who did it as long as they could. Becky Lynch, until she couldn't anymore, until the moment she found out she was pregnant. Seth Rollins, 2 weeks before having the child, he was out there wrestling, taking a brogue kick at Survivor Series. Amazing. Big congratulations to both of them. Reminder, guys, leave a thumbs up, subscribe, all that. Got that post-Raw show tonight. I got a big surprise in store for that Grinch Denise. I know a lot of people immediately are like, future wrestler, Rue. I mean, the beauty of what I've seen with a lot of wrestlers that have become parents, the ones that I would interview and they had daughters, their parents would usually steer them away from it. There is not as much of a reason to steer them away from it anymore, especially considering when your mom is Becky Lynch, you could argue most successful WWE women's wrestler of all time. I mean, you could very well could argue that. Held both championships, held the Raw championship for over a year. Won at WrestleMania in her last match as of now. Main evented a WrestleMania, won a Royal Rumble. It's really incredible. Of course, we'll keep you updated on any news we have within the scope of responsibility, because we're not gonna reveal things that don't need to be revealed. Respect their privacy to the degree in which they choose in this manner. But we will keep you updated. Old dude Matthew Mikovsky says, so now when does Seth come back, do we think? Well, it's hard to say, because Daniel Bryan was only supposed to have like a month or two off. But look at how long he had off. Daniel Bryan eventually ended up helping out with creative and all that. But Daniel Bryan took 5 months off. Could you imagine that? If Seth Rollins took 5 months off, he's not coming back till after Mania. I'm not suggesting or speculating that happens. I'm just saying that's the paternity time they gave, or the paternity leave they gave Seth Rollins. Keon says, when we getting a baby SRS Jr., Papa Sean? We might adopt in the future. We're not interested in having children of our own. But we have considered adopting in the future. But kind of a personal question, buddy. But guys, leave a thumbs up. Until next time, we're out.